skills and tasks in the level 3 btec diploma. The first of which was to use a camera slide to create some dynamic nature shots. For those who don't know, a camera slide is a piece of equipment that has a smooth running slider on it, which you connect a camera to, and then you can put the slider on a tripod and you can move the camera along slowly or quickly in order to get some nice parallel moving shots. So again, we'll watch the bit of work and then we'll analyse it clip by clip. So the first shot we got, we put the slider on the side of a fence and then we had the camera on top, and we used the level of the fence to get the top of some long grass and run it very slowly along. Now for this we had the grass in focus and everything behind it out of focus, which we used to create a rather nice effect. For the second shot we put the slider on a tripod, had the camera facing upwards. Now sadly for us, the slider was a little bit broken and the mount for the camera would not stay in place, so we had to hold it, which is why the shot came out a little bit wobbly. But the shot itself was a worm's eye view of a tree. We had the front of the tree in focus and the back or the top of the tree out of focus. We created a rather nice looking shot despite the wobbly camera. Now this final shot was one of my favourites. It's a shot of a local train line that runs along past the college campus. It's just got a big rusted old chain link fence in front of it, and we rested the camera on the tripod again, had it parallel with about eye level and ran it slowly along where there were no trains, which gave quite a nice industrially nature view to it. So that was it for the nature shots. This is one of my favourite ones to film because I really like getting shots of nature. It's quite easy to work around, and despite having a broken camera slide, we still managed to get some really nice shots of the college campus. So for the second part of the skills 2, we had to use the track and dolly. Now this is a parallel track with a piece of equipment called a dolly on it, which is just sort of like a little cart for a tripod to sit on. It allows you to get some moving shots really well. For this we had to create a shot using two characters. One was sat down and was ignoring the character who was stood up and moving around. This is all done in one long continuous shot, there was no pauses. So once again for this one we will watch the completed scene, and because there are no other shots we will just have different pictures up and I'll explain it through that. So for this one we set up the camera equipment in the college courtyard where we had a bench and we had our two actors, Joel and Tom. You remember these from the camera angle video. Once we were set up we got straight to work practicing the different camera movements, which were pretty simple, but they were a bit jittery to start with because we weren't 100% sure what we were doing. We also had the actors practicing their movements as well. Joel, the seated one, didn't really have to do much, while Tom on the other hand had quite a bit of movement to do. Once we struggled a little bit with this, our teacher came down and he said that he would read out the movements for both the camera and for Joel and Tom. Once we practiced it a couple of times, we put the whole thing together into motion into one long shot. I was behind the camera and we set straight to work with it. It didn't take us very long to film. There was not much editing needed aside from adding some effects, removing the audio from it as there was quite a bit of talking going on in the background, and then adding some credits at the end. So that was my little analysis video on Skills 2 practice for the btec Media Level 3 Diploma. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.